welcome. My name is Cindy, and today we are doing my August TBR. I'm honestly super excited to do this. I've seen so many people do it on BookTube, and I've always wanted to do it. I even made a TBR jar like a long time ago, and I just never got around to it, so I'm really excited to incorporate this in my video for making my August TBR. It looks like so much fun, and because I made my jar a long time ago, I can't remember the prompts I put in it. So this is going to be new for me as it is new to you. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So I think I'm going to pick about 6 prompts, which is 6 books for the month of August. For June, I read 9 books, which if I get there for August, I'd be so happy. I think only doing 6 books on the TBR is a great number because it gives me room to hit that TBR, complete it, but also mood read, so preventing book slumps because I really, really do not want to get into one. If you've ever been in one, you know they suck. So, no, thank you. But let's pick our first prompt. There's a bunch of books on my shelves that I haven't read, so I haven't gone around and collected them, but I kind of have a good idea. I need to get a book cart, like a TBR cart. That would be awesome. All right, so our first prompt: continue a series. Again, I don't remember what any of these prompts are. Ooh, okay, so I'm in the middle of, I think, 10 series, and I'm doing a video that's finishing all the series that I'm in the middle of. So this is actually a great prompt for possibly filming in August. So I went around and collected 2 books that kind of stuck out to me. They're both actually green. But the first one, I'm in the middle of the, what is it called? I think Undone. Yeah, I think Undone series. I read Unsteady. If you saw my June reading wrap up, you'd see that I didn't love Unsteady, but I really love the characters. I love the world, and I think the found family in it is going to be great. And I've heard really good things about this one, so that is a possibility for continuing a series. And I am on the 3rd book of An Ember in the Ashes. I read it a while ago. I read the first 2 like pretty back to back, and then I got like, how many pages is this? 150 pages through A Reaper at the Gates, and I love the series. I think I just got in a little bit of a slump and I put it down and just forgot about it. And then when I went to pick up a book, I just couldn't remember anything. So I'm gonna have to do some research before I go back into this series because I am not wanting to just go in blind. I want to kind of get a little bit of a recap of what happened in the first 2 before I go back into it. I'll probably just restart this when I eventually read this. I honestly would love to get through this series. I think I'm going to do this one, Reaper at the Gates by Sabaa Tahir. I hope I'm saying that right. I love her writing. Let me get the first one to read. This is the first one, An Ember in the Ashes. I just wanted to grab the book to read the back of it. I really love the series. I highly recommend it. It's a young adult fantasy, and it says, Laia is a slave, Elias is a soldier, neither is free. Under their martial empire, defiance is met with death. Laia and her family do not challenge the empire. They've seen what happens to those who do. But when Laia's brother is arrested for treason, she is forced to make a decision. In exchange for help from the rebels who promise to rescue her brother, she will risk her life to spy for them from within the Empire's greatest military academy. There, Laia meets Elias, the school's finest soldier, and secretly its most unwilling. He and Laia will soon realize that their destinies are intertwined and that their choices will change the fate of the Empire itself. I love this book. I gave this one, like, I think 4. Because it was the beginning of the series. I wasn't really sure. I mean, looking back, I might even bump it up to a 4.5. But the second one, what is it called? A Torch Against the Night? Yeah, A Torch Against the Night. I rated that 5 stars. And I can't wait. I remember when I was reading this, I really loved it. I just, again, like I said, I was in the middle of reading some. So, first book for the first prompt, continuing a series, it is A Reaper at the Gates. All right, second prompt. Let's dive in there. Ouch. I need a bigger jar. Oh, I picked 2. Okay. buy a book. Why did I put this one in here? I do not need to buy a book. I've been trying to not buy books. Okay. Oh, you know what? I actually am gonna order the third one in the Vicious Lost Boys. It's a dark romance, and I read the second one in June. I believe it's called Their Vicious Darling, and that one's a dark romance fantasy retelling of Peter Pan. It's 5 POVs, and it's super super spicy. It's under 200 pages. I talked more about it in my June reading wrap up, but I'm gonna buy that one, and that one's also going to be continuing a series, so that really really helps my TBR. I think that would be a really good idea, and since I have to buy that one anyways, it prevents, I don't know, I feel like that works. If I have to buy one anyways instead of just buying like a brand new series, I don't know, I'm happy with that one. So the second book for our TBR is Their Vicious Darling by Nikki St. Croix. All right, so the third prompt is fantasy. Okay, well, that leaves a lot. That gives me a lot of options. So I thought a lot about what I was going to pick for the third prompt. And I mean, fantasy gives me so many options. I feel like that's more than half of my shelf is all fantasy. That's my favorite genre. And I haven't read it yet. And I mean, this blew up. Everybody knows Lauren Roberts. Everybody knows Powerless. And if you don't, I'm going to read the synopsis. Okay, so the synopsis says, only the extraordinary belong in the kingdom of Ilya. The exceptional, the elites. The elites have possessed powers for decades, gifted to them by the plague, while those born ordinary are just that, banished from the kingdom of Ilya and shunned from society. No one knows this better than Peyton Gray, an ordinary posing as a psychic to blend in with the elites. But when she unwittingly saves one of Ilya's princes, Kai Azar, she's thrown into the purging trials, a brutal competition showcasing the elite's powers. If the trials and the opponents within them don't kill her, the prince she's fighting feelings for will if he discovers what Peyton is, completely ordinary. That sounds so good. I've been wanting to start this. I mean, I'm not sure if you can see in the camera behind me, but I have all the books. I had a really bad habit. I've been stopping it, but if I was really interested in a book before I even read the first one, I bought the whole series, so that's what I did. Yeah, I'm cutting that habit out in 2025, and I've actually been pretty good about that, but I'm really excited to read this. I guess it's enemies to lovers, or enemies to lovers without the guy knowing at first. I've heard the tension is so good, the romance is good, I've heard the writing is amazing, and I've heard if you like Hunger Games too, the trials, the vibes are similar, so we'll see. The third book on my TBR for the prompt fantasy is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Fourth book. That's one. Okay, I thought I grabbed two. Random Letter. Oh, okay, I was really confused when I read this. I'm gonna do a random letter generator, and all right, let's spin. So it's E. I don't even know. I'm gonna need some time to look through my shelf because I got no idea. I can't see a single one right now. Yeah, I'll be back. Okay, so I actually found one. It literally took me 5 minutes. I mean, my shelves right here. I have another shelf there, another full shelf there, and then I have them line my back walls. I think I'll probably do a library tour soon. But it literally took me 5 minutes. I went through almost every book, and I am so excited. I haven't read this one either. Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. So obviously it starts with an E, Emily. It's a cozy fantasy. I've heard so many good things. I'm really excited to read it. And this cover is just so pretty. Like, Yeah, I love it. Cambridge professor Emily Wilde is good at many things. She is the foremost expert on fairies. She is a genius scholar and a meticulous researcher who is writing the world's first encyclopedia of fairy lore. But Emily Wilde is not good at people. She could never make small talk at a party, or even get invited to one, and she prefers the company of her books, her dog Shadow, and the fair folk to the other people. So when she arrives in the hardscrabble village of Havrenvik. Yeah, we're just gonna go with that. Emily has no intention of befriending the gruff townsfolk, nor does she care to spend time with another new arrival, her dashing and insufferably handsome academic rival, Wendell Bambleby, who manages to charm the townsfolk, muddle Emily's research, and utterly confound and frustrate her. But as Emily gets closer and closer to uncovering the secrets of the Hidden Ones, the most elusive of all fairies, lurking in the shadowy forest outside the town, she also finds herself on the trail of another mystery. Who is Wendell Bambleby, and what does he really want? To find the answer, she'll have to unlock the greatest mystery of all, her own heart. I've heard good things. I've heard it's just a good time and very like whimsical, atmospheric. So I'm excited that this is going to be the fourth book on my TBR. So, right? Yeah, the fourth one. Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. This is fun. I've seen people do like TBR board games. I remember I made one a while ago, and when I moved, I think I threw it out, which I'm really sad about because I would totally do one. I'll probably just make another one. I kind of made it as like rolling dice, and you would move your character, kind of like a Monopoly board around, and then when you landed on it, that's the prompt. But I have one in my hand. The fifth prompt: start a new series. That is not something I need to do. I'm in the middle of 10. Whatever, it's fun. Let me choose. So I went around my library, and there are a ton of first books in the series that I haven't read. And I was kind of in the mood for romance just because what we have three fantasy and the dark romance one, the what's it called? Their Vicious Darling. That one's set in a fantasy world, so I've got 4 fantasy books, and I'm kind of needing to have a palate cleanser in there. And so one of them seems like a good choice, Indigo Ridge. This is a very beloved romance series. And now as I'm saying that I have a lot of fantasy, this is why I'm saying that one seems like a good choice and the other does not, but I still might be picking this one. The Zodiac Academy. I have not started this series, and it's a huge series and so many side books and so many side series and spin-offs, and I've heard so many good things. I mean, I looked at the map. Hold on, where is it? Like, look at this. I don't know. I am so intrigued, and the beginning of it says, "Welcome to Solaria. Here's your campus map. Note to all students, vampire bites, loss of limbs, or getting lost in the Wailing Wood will not count as a valid excuse for being late to class." That is hilarious. I've been wanting to pick up this book. I think my only hesitation is it's really long, and I have a couple other fantasy books. And this one's shorter. I think this one is like, trying not to spoil anything. That bonus material. Yeah, so it's 326 pages. So this one, let's read the back of both. Winslow Covington believes in life, liberty, and the letter of law. As Quincy, Montana's new chief of police, she's determined to prove herself to the community and show them she didn't earn her position because her grandfather is the mayor. According to her pops, all she has to do is earn favor with the Edens, but winning over the town's founding family might have been easier if not for the one-night stand with their oldest son. In her defense, it was her first night in town, and she didn't realize that the rugged and charming man who wooed her into bed was Quincy royalty. Sleeping with Griffin Eden was a huge mistake, one she's trying to forget. He's insufferable, arrogant, and keeps reminding everyone that she's an outsider. Winslow does her best to avoid Griffin, but when a woman is found dead on Eden property, the two of them have no choice but to cross paths. As clues to the murderer lead to one of Quincy's own, Griffin realizes Winslow is more than he gave her credit for. Beautiful and intelligent, she proves hard to resist for her and the killer. Ooh, that sounds really good. I love the fact that this has a mystery too. This might be the perfect little fly through and a good series to start. Because I think I might be wrong, but I think there's 6 books, and each of them are a romance that one of the main characters is someone from the Eden family. So that's choice 1, Indigo Ridge. I'm a Gemini, impulsive, curious, headstrong, a twin, heir to the throne I know nothing about, and it turns out I'm Fae. But of course, there's a catch. All I have to do is claim my birthright to prove that I'm the most powerful supernatural in the whole of Solaria. And sure, technically, that's true, as I'm the daughter of the Savage King, but the bit they didn't put in the brochure was that every single Fae in this kingdom would claim my throne if they could. In this deadly academy, vampires bite weaker students in the corridors, the werewolf pack have orgies in the Wailing Wood at every full moon, and don't even get me started on the twisted ways the sirens use their powers on people's emotions, or how my sinfully tempting cardinal magic professor... Hold on, I can't get over the orgy part. Okay, let me go back. Where was I? Or how my sinfully tempting cardinal magic professor hosts detentions that leave people needing therapy. Classes are totally interesting if you manage to live through them, and that Gemini star sign I mentioned, it determines my elemental magic and affects my destiny. So learning astrology is essential if I'm going to beat down my classmates, which is actively encouraged, by the way. My biggest problem is the dark-hearted dragon shifter who has his eyes on my throne. He and his 3 psycho friends are determined to make my time here hell. All I've got to do is survive, but fate might have other ideas. Damn it, why couldn't I have gotten a letter to Hogwarts? Well, that sounds really fun. Oh, both of them sound so good. I'm wondering, because this is pretty thick, and I might just read this. I can see myself picking up this one in the month of August as a TBR pick more just because it's a palette cleanser. It's 326 pages, and I feel like I could fly through this, and it could be just starting from ground zero. There's no fantasy, just something really easy. This sounds super fun, so I might just pick it up in the month of August anyways, but she's thick. She's thick. She's very thick. It's fantasy. It seems like a lot going on. It seems very, very fun, but just because I have other fantasies, again, I'm probably just going to pick this up in the month of August anyways, but I'm going to have to say for the TBR, Indigo Ridge. Alright, so that leaves us with just one more prompt. This is fun. I like these TBR videos. They're my favorite to watch on BookTube. I love seeing what everybody is going to read. Got one right here. But it's fun doing it. I'm really happy that I finally got around to this. Alright. The last prompt. Animal on cover. Okay, so I found one, and it's kind of hard to see. I'm going to hold it up close. But it's The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. It is this little, sleeping cat with wings. I think it's so cute. I've been really wanting to read this. I literally bought the second one. Every time I go into Barnes & Nobles, there's this worker who always recommends it to me every time, and I keep telling him I'm going to read it, and I just need to. I need to rip the Band-Aid off. It sounds so good, and I love the purple. The cover's so pretty and the purple sprayed edges, but this is the synopsis. A lush cottagecore tale full of stolen spellbooks, unexpected friendships, sweet jams, and even sweeter love. Keela has always had trouble dealing with people. Thankfully, as a librarian at the Great Library of Elysium, she and her assistant, Kaz, a magically sentient spider plant, have spent the last decade sequestered among the Empire's most precious spellbooks, preserving their magic for the city's elite. When a revolution begins and the library goes up in flames, she and Kaz flee with all the spellbooks they can carry and head to a remote island Keela never thought she'd see again, her childhood home. Taking refuge there, Keela discovers, much to her dismay, a nosy and very handsome neighbor who can't take a hint and keeps showing up day after day to make sure she's fed and to help fix up her new home. In need of income, Keela identifies something that even the bakery in town doesn't have: jam. With the help of an old recipe book her parents left her and a bit of illegal magic, her cottage garden is soon covered in ripe berries. But magic can do more than make life a little sweeter, so Keela risks the consequences of using unsanctioned spells and opens the island's first ever and much needed secret spell shop. That sounds so good, and I love the fact that she's making jam. Like, this is the coziest sounding book that's like, I know August is still a summer month, but everybody, you kind of like start to dip your toes into the fall mood in August. At least I do. So this sounds like the perfect kind of summer yet going into fall book. I don't know, I'm really excited that this is the last book. Okay, so the 6 books that I picked for my TBR for the month of August, I've got A Reaper at the Gates, Powerless, Indigo Ridge, Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, The Spell Shop, and then also the book that I had to buy, Their Vicious Darling. But that wraps up my August TBR. I'm really excited to do some reading vlogs with those. As I said, I'm going to be doing a little series that I'm starting that's finishing the series that I'm in the middle of. So I've got some books on there that will definitely help with that. Like A Reaper at the Gates by Sabaa Tahir. That one is a series that I'm in the middle of. And then Their Vicious Darling. That's another one. I think everything else... Ooh. I'm not realizing that all of these are the start. The other 4 of these are the start of a series. I guess I'll have a couple episodes to film throughout this year. So, I mean, that's fun. I'm excited. I feel like this was so much fun to film and so much fun to do. I've got all my little prompts spread everywhere. But if you have read any of these, I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments, or what you're planning on reading in the month of August. That would be really fun to hear about too. But if you made it this far, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And if you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe and come along with me on my bookish journey. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!